Yes, friends, look at that spectacular scenery here in the panhandle of Idaho. If a picture could speak, this is alive. This is nature. And this is reality, because what we're looking at right now is not a picture of nature in all its glory. No, it is actually a very raw, real reality of how fast nature can change. Things can go from a beautiful day to mudslides, floods, evacuation. And that's where we're at today. I am actually taking a trip to town. We had major mudslides in town, and if you can see the river below us, it is engorged with water. It is busting at the seams. Floating in the middle here of the river is tons of debris, timber, trees, just a lot of debris, and this brings havoc also to the state of flood conditions that we're in. We also have people who are evacuating. If you see along the river here, there's a house down there, right there. Closely, how close they are to the edge of that river. Now, I don't know if their house has ever flooded before, but they of course built right next to the river. But there's another place across there, very close to the edge. So this isn't over yet with the state of emergency that we have in our county. But what a spectacular day! If looks could be so deceiving. But let's take a ride to town, and I'm going to share with you some of the footage of where we're at here in our county in Idaho. So we got crews that are still out working some of these roads here, and I'm just below us. We have a road that is out in here in the valley. This is a very flat area, and the locals now have to reroute how they get to town. So this local road here is seeing a lot of oh, look at this. So I didn't know even this was here. Woo! So this is right down in the valley here. Look at that. So here's some of the flooding, friends, that is right down the road from us. And when I was talking about where does it all go, well, it flows downward. And now we're seeing the effects of all that snowpack and all those rains affecting down below us. Look at this. And here's the culvert, but the culvert, the culvert can only keep up with so much of that volume of water. It's a small culvert, so they've got crews working right now, and we're going to go up the road where they had been sandbagging too. A lot of these local residents have to go around. Some residents are actually trapped. They can't get out because of the floods that are tearing up the roads. So we'll head on out, but look at that coming down. Pure white water. So our county depends on volunteers, a lot of volunteers. This is a small community, and people really rally together when they need to. And when these floods started, we needed people for sandbagging. We needed people to reroute, to stand and reroute traffic. And this is extensive. This is county-wide. So when you saw the damage from our mudslide, below us there was a whole other can of worms that have been going on, and we're seeing some of the effects of that right now. Look at that. Look at that, friends. Another culvert. Just look at all that water. Look at that, friends. That's insane. Keep up with as much of that flow as it can, and it's rerouting that all the way up above, and then finally it's just spilling over to the roadside. We thought our culvert was doing overtime duty, but right below us, look at this, friends. Unbelievable. See, we have a lot of standing water in farm fields now. These people have their cattle to deal with, to keep in mind. The people of northern Idaho are a tough bunch of people, and they are certainly prepared for just about anything. That is, you know, you live in these mountains, you don't live here because you're you're a weak person and you can't handle weather changes. People around here, they step up to the plate when it comes to all of this. So even though we are in a disaster situation, people are handling it beautifully, beautifully. And here's another lake, another prime example of the flood conditions that we are dealing with around here. Just incredible. But look at the spectacular scenery. Very pretty, but so dangerous. So this is where they're rerouting some of that local traffic in the valley here. There are people that live in the valley scattered. This is actually an academy here for troubled kids. Pretty extensive layout that they've got here. We got a tree farm over here, but you can see the fields continue to flood. Now here's a good bird's eye view of what's going on from the blockage. This is just turned into a whole lake. This is just a whole lake. So we're gonna go out there and check it out. Now as I walk up here, still we are surrounded by spectacular scenery. And me and Mr. Hilder, we will still tell you, friends, hands down, we wouldn't change living out here for anything. You know, even though that mudslide was really epic and major for us, our house is in a perfect spot. We built between two gulches, between a big, stable rock that will not slide. There's no springs behind the house, so we really are safe. And not only that, we've got the best view in the whole county, and we love it out here. So we're well aware of the extremes, and you have to be, no matter where you're at. There is going to be something. Mother Nature, the force of nature, is everywhere. Well, I'm not going to get too close to that big cat, but this is where apparently the roadway just kind of broke. Oh, and look at Sprig. Come here. There's a drone up there. I've never seen a drone before. Look at that. That's really wild. That's kind of spooky. Look at, oh, no way, this is Elisa's over there. No way, guys. Speak of the devil. Oh, they're out here doing the same thing, but they have the drone. Look at the drone up there, and they're filming the excavation here. That is incredible. What a small world. That drone is freaking me out, though. I've never seen a drone before. There we go. We'll get on the other side. Hi! I know that guy. So this is the railroad where we had the derailment. This obviously is not the stretch, but it's nice to see that the railroad is finally back up in business. And the slides do affect everything. Transport as trains, semis. This is the heart of America and how it works. So you have something like a mudslide that takes out a train on the tracks. It holds up, you know, getting from point A to point B with their goods, which then in turn affects us at, you know, the store, the big box stores, the Walmarts, the Targets, the Trader Joe's, the Fred Meyer's store. All the reason to be prepared. I mean, we can never be 100% prepared, but we sure can make sure we have stocked pantries, we have the right equipment, we've got all the right tools and necessities to get us through something like this.